Nation, we back at it again. We're going to talk this talk about that grind action. Yeah. Y'all see it? Fill this room up. Fill this room up. Yeah. We got an ambassador in the house. We're going to get this thing going one way or another. Let's talk about it. This room fill up. There we go. Got two in the house. Let those Eagle Nations know where to go. Let this room fill up a little bit more. Yeah.
Let's get. I know a lot of Eagle Nation watch Law Nation. Come on then.
Y'all know where to go at. Yeah. I see some fire right there. Right, it's enough of the intros right here, man. Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. We're gonna talk some real grown man talk right now. We're gonna talk about. We got to. You put the Dallas Cowboys Nation and you got the Philadelphia Eagles Nation on watch right now. I want everybody to know. Let them know, man. I don't even want to say your name, man. I just want to let you say it out there first. Go ahead, let everybody know. Lord
Brunson back at you with the back at you. I'm the best reporting on the Eagles, and we got some stuff to talk about, Law. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what it all boils down to. That's what it boils down to. Who wanted more?
7-7, 0-0. Whatever it is, the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, I'm gonna say this. We didn't achieve to where we wanted to be at right now. At the start of the year, there's nobody on this planet that can say, man, the Cowboys going to be 7-7. And I believe deep down in the Eagles' hearts, no way in life y'all thought y'all was going to be 7-7 at this point.
No. And one thing about me, I don't delete videos. I'm on record saying 11 at the minimum.
Wow.
At the minimum, I thought we would get 11 wins. But there's some context behind why we're 7-7, and there's some context behind why y'all 7-7. Okay. I want to know, why do you think y'all 7-7, Law?
Oh my goodness, man! You want to start with the?
I just want to know why you think.
Man, coaching, man. I gotta lean on the coaching, man, aspect of it. Players, now I do say this though. I will say this: players got to execute, of course. Just because I draw up a play doesn't mean that it's executable. For example, if I draw up a 3-point play for Shaquille O'Neal and expecting him to hit that three and drain that three each and every time, is that the coaching fault? Or that's me misevaluating the talent?
That's definitely a misevaluation of the talent.
Right.
If you put it that way.
If I contextualize it in that way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, this year alone, I will say that, and I want to hear from you too on this. Did Dak Prescott improve?
Yes. Okay. And I'm not no hater. Y'all know how I feel about the Wentz versus Dak Prescott debate. Dak Prescott improved. Dak Prescott improved his decision making. He improved. The deep ball started getting better last year.
Right. True.
But what I really saw the difference in Dak this year was being able to throw the ball in tight spots. He really took the next step in that situation. Now, the context that I believe why the Dallas Cowboys are 7-7 is because I think the defense was a little overrated. I think the offense did its job, but I think if that offense have an off day, put up only like 21, they could be got. And I think that's our best chance of us getting the Dallas Cowboys this weekend is if we can get them in a situation to where they're not having an explosion, because they got stars on that offensive side of the ball. We hold them to 17. I know that sounds crazy. We win that game. That sounds crazy, but that's how we went. 17
is a lucky number.
That's the lucky number.
Well, teams that do hold us below that number do have a stronger chance of winning. I think that the Saints held us, my Dallas Cowboys, at that number. I guess you can say the Patriots. And we lost some games, though. It's a whole bunch of games we lost. And I think that I do agree with you on the defensive side of the ball. We had some things that we needed to address.
Yeah.
We needed to address that defensive tackle, the front four, and we saw where they bit us in the you-know-what this year. And we also needed to address the safety play, and it bit us in the you-know-what too. Now, not to talk about my beloved Dallas Cowboys, I got to talk about your Eagles on that too. Remember during the offseason we talked about this. I said, man, you guys went through an entire year offseason not even looking at the possibility of addressing your cornerback play, defensive play. and now you start scrambling around and you didn't pick up Orlando Scandrick. I went live and I said, hey, you guys would have been better picking up Drea, his girlfriend. At least you can put her out there and she can distract somebody and everybody be turning around and look at Drea.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll pass the ball and she would be able to deflect it or what have you, or run the wrong route for the team or what have you. But you guys didn't address that part of the game, and it bit you.
That was terrible on behalf of the GM because we went through this in the playoffs.
Right.
We had the glue pieces together last year when we knocked off Chicago and then we lost to the Saints. We glued pieces together, and I think that we're falling into this trap of thinking that we could just glue stuff together and pull people from practice squads and we can make it work. Right. I call it being cheap. That's exactly what it is. Now, that was terrible, and look at us right now. We got Dwayne Haskins looking like Joe Montana II. We got Fitzpatrick looking like John Elway. You know what I mean? These guys are reincarnating their careers. We got Devontae Parker a contract extension. He cooked us so bad. You know what I mean? It's just
where they get Randy Moss from, man? I said, dog.
Right. You know, and it's some context for why I believe that the Eagles are 7-7 as well. You can look at these records, but you got to dove deep into it. Yeah, we got a lot of guys on IR.
True.
A lot of guys on IR. One of my biggest concerns for this upcoming season was the health of Carson Wentz. And I believe Carson Wentz actually answered a lot of questions to me. I don't know how everybody else feel about him because, kind of been up and down the last 4 weeks. Oh, he's having a bad game. Then he come back and respond with 2 back-to-back, game-winning touchdown passes with makeshift wide receivers because the GM didn't put nothing in his arsenal. So, it's a catch-22 with us, man. Catch-22 with us right now.
All right. So you're saying with Carson, do we have any weapons at all on the outside? What happened to Jeffries and what happened to Deshaun Watt? Was it Deshaun?
Well, Jackson. Deshaun Jackson had the abdominal issue. So Deshaun Jackson, he could have got surgery in the offseason and been back by now. I think that our training staff misdiagnosed him. He misdiagnosed the situation because obviously he ain't had nothing going on week 1 when he scored 2 50-yard touchdowns and we beat the Redskins coming from behind 17. And Alshon Jeffrey, man, I just think over time, over the season, he just broke down until he finally tore something in his foot. And those guys are done for the season. So we're going into battle against the Dallas Cowboys. Somebody who appear to be white hot, because what they did against the Rams, in my opinion, is a little misleading. Yeah, they blew the Rams out. They blew the Rams out. But it's a rare anomaly that you're going to get 2 running backs rush for 300 yards. I mean, Pollard ain't did nothing all year. I didn't see that coming.
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, when you said, "Hey, why are the Cowboys 7-7?" Right? And I said, "Coaching." Here's the thing: Ezekiel Elliott, and this is not excuses, because I don't want people to say, "Hey, Law, here he go with the excuses." You see, the guy was in Cabo. I was out there during the same time, and trust me, that weather is nice, and there are other things that's nice out there as well. Shout out to Cabo. You see what I'm saying? The food, the weather, and everything is nice. And it's one thing to be practicing out there in Oxnard. It's another thing to be practicing on your own. Now, here's the thing. He didn't play not single down during the preseason. He didn't work out at all during the offseason with our offensive front 5. I think that continuity report is everything. He had to literally play himself back into shape, and we saw that he was a shell of himself for the first 3 games. I do know that the numbers does not reflect it collectively, but there's something that I was seeing that he wasn't explosive like he was last game, and the game before that, and the game before that. Pollard, on the other end, he's a 4-3 guy, fast, take 0 to 60 real quick, and my thing is, our nose against the lowly Miami Dolphins, but we saw that combination that they was able to get 100 yards apiece when we played against those Dolphins. My thing is, if the coaching staff, because we like to appease our players, we like to coddle our players over here in Big D. You see, and this is what we do. We see Jason Witten out there, and we can see with our natural eyes that Blake Jarwin is a whole lot faster, can go in and out of his breaks real quick. And we'll continue to throw the ball at Jason Witten. We'll continue to run the ball with Ezekiel Elliott, even though he's gasped, or we go and abandon the run. And that's been our issue. It's just been with coaching, with continuity.
Yeah, I can see that. We've had some coaching mishaps as well. Now, I love Doug Peterson to death, but Doug Peterson with the play calling in the beginning of the season, Doug Peterson not putting Carson Wentz in the best situation to succeed. It really drove me up a wall because you know what you got in Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz got the highest QBR in the entire NFL when passing outside the pocket.
Outside the pocket, when he's rolling, when he's on motion, yeah.
But we the least team to roll him out, though. We the least team that rolls out the quarterback. Tell me where that makes sense at.
Well,
Kirk Cousins roll out more than Carson Wentz. You know what I mean? It's mind-boggling. If you get Carson Wentz in a situation to where he could make the decision himself, should I run or should I throw it? Should I extend the play? That's where he's dangerous. That's where Carson Wentz was on Dallas draft board because he's dangerous. You know what I mean? He's dangerous when you get him in situations like Dallas keeps putting Dak Prescott in. Dak rolls out a lot. He carves defenses up when he roll out. When plays break down, Dak often makes the right read right there. Carson Wentz is not a traditional pocket passer. It's way too many plays that Doug Peterson calls because he is the play caller to where Carson Wentz is standing upright in the pocket where people could get their hands on him. I believe that's why you see a lot of those fumbles. Roll him out. But they just got him standing there on some of these design plays, and it's terrible. I was at the game, and I seen a lot of it live. Our defensive coordinator going to have his hands full. I think he's coaching for his job. Jim Schwartz is coaching for his job. If Dak Prescott embarrassed us, which is likely, if he embarrassed us, Duke got to go. If he can't prove that he can stop Dallas, he got to go. Because that's our biggest competition in the division for the next 5 years. You know what I mean?
Well, at the end of the day, when you look at it, here's my thought of Carson. And trust me, a lot of people will say, well, Law, come on now. Why are you giving the guy props? When he first came out, he went through his progressions pretty well. And I think that he get the ball out quick. That was the thing. That was the knock against Dak, meaning that he couldn't read the defenses quick and get the ball out quick. But when you look at Carson, he was able to galvanize and carve up people by getting the ball out quick. Along the way, when it was time for him to make plays and scramble, he was that guy. He was that end-all, be-all for you all in those particular moments. And especially the first year, they said, man, Carson, if you put some weapons around him, maybe, just maybe, he can demand that team for the Eagles, because I think that you guys saw some sparks in his first year, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Then following year, you guys put some weapons around him. But here's the thing. You have you ever boxed before, Brunson?
Yeah, I did a little bit of boxing. Yeah,
okay.
That's in Philly. You either played ball or boxed.
You either play ball or box, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you see that boxer and you say to him, man, he's favoring this shoulder, or he's favoring, his inside. You see,
exactly. Yeah.
I think collectively, the Philadelphia Eagles looked at Carson, and by him being injured, they said, let's dial this back. Let's coach him not to roll out. Let's coach him to go against his tendencies. Let him not do this. And what happened was that I think they took away. I think you guys took away one of his offensive coordinators, right?
Yeah, Frank Wright. He's now the coach of the Colts, head coach.
And what did Frank Wright did last year? Because he's having a horrible year this year. But what he did last year? He had Andrew Luck, right?
Yeah.
He didn't see Andrew Luck rolling out as much, but they rolled him when they needed to, and he was finding he was doing everything that you saw Carson Wentz do on that 2017 season, right? So
Frank Wright required less of Carson Wentz. He let the weapons work around Carson Wentz.
There you go.
As to where Doug Peterson is having games as of late where Carson Wentz is throwing the ball 50 times. That's way too many times to throw the ball. Right. With no weapons, that don't even make sense.
Hold on before you go to it. What were you guys was doing in 2017? A lot of people were thinking it's fly Eagles fly.
It was the ground and pound.
Run Eagles run. Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount. Then we got Jay Ajayi. He was the missing piece. When the weather started getting cold and it was playoffs time, we ran down on people. Especially when Carson got hurt and Nick had to take over. You know what I mean? But, all in all, and no matter how this season turned out, I'm proud of Carson Wentz for a couple reasons. He's 7th in touchdown passing, despite no weapons. Single digits in interceptions, despite no weapons. Putting the team on his back. You don't get to this position to where Dallas got something to play for. We could have gave up and it could have been easy. Dallas with 7 wins, walking away with the division. It's something to play for. You know what I mean? And I don't think Carson, he didn't take no excuses. He took the backlash and he responded like somebody who I believe is going to be a future champion, man. And I just don't know how this is going to turn out. It's so easy to say the Cowboys going to win this game. It's so easy to say it when you look at it by the eye test, but I just know the atmosphere in Philly for a game like this is not going to be favorable for a lot of Cowboys. Zeke is going to do his job. I just don't know if everybody in their offense is going to be able to deal with playing in Philly with this much pressure.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things, man. And shout out to your front four, your defensive front four and these sorts of things. But
them dudes, man, we need to blow that up.
Shout out to them, though. Shout out to them. Because if this is what we're going to do, and this is the game plan that I think that the Cowboys should do. This should be a big game for Michael Gallup. This should be a big game for Adamadi Cooper. You see what I'm saying? These should be a big game for those boys because of the simple fact of your defensive backs. And then on top of that, when we begin to run the rock, I know you guys like to corral and chase. I know you guys like to put 8 and 9 men in this box because you're not going to allow Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, to run all over you all. So it's going to be one-on-one into the outside. And trust me, if I'm any of your defensive backs, because you got good safeties, believe it or not, you got good safeties. If I'm your defensive back, and you got very guys that can really jump routes, I don't know whether or not they're playing this week or what have you. If there's anybody injured, you can give me any inside scoop on that?
No, nobody's injured from the cornerbacks. I would like to see a lot more of Crevion LeBlanc in this game. He's the only one that's like kind of working his way back from injury. But Darby played last week. Jalen Mills played last week. Maddox played last week. But for the last 3 weeks, the trend has been this for our last 3 games: a 50-yard touchdown pass. Devontae Parker got 1. Slayton got 2. McLaurin got 1. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm scared for us to put. I don't know what Jim Schwartz. That's why he get paid the big bucks. I don't know what his approach to this game is going to be. Because you could say, go stop Zeke. But if you go stop Zeke and put 8 in the box, you simplify the game for Dak Prescott, who's going to be able to make that read all day. You know what I mean? We simplify. It's crazy. Jim Schwartz got to do something he ain't never done before. He got to show 8 and drop back some guys in coverage. Yeah. That's the only way. That's what I would do.
Show 8 and drop back in coverage.
I would show 8 and drop back, man, on passing downs.
And if we get that running going and that play action, I mean, it is what it is at this point, man. Let me go over your guys. You picked up a guy, Boston Scott. I mean, he's shifty, short guy. Kind of reminds me of the guy that's already on your team, Sproles. Catch the ball out of the backfield, get small, skinny, squirt upfield, and these sorts of things. And then you got the who really blossomed this year, believe it or not, Sanders.
Yes,
really blossomed because first few games he was tap dancing like the late great Gregory Hines, but now all of a sudden he's looking at it like, hey, I see the hole, hit the hole. And I looked at it. You guys beat the Bills, right?
Yeah, we beat
you guys beat the Bills, and y'all beat them by running. Y'all beat them by disguising what you were showing, and you was running the rock. And one thing that I can say about the Philadelphia Eagles, and I know some of my Cowboy fans out here that's watching will be mad at me for praising you all. But if you guys can run the rock with us, Boston Scott and a Sanders, and catch the ball because the screen passes, I see you guys do that all the time. It's like one of the staple pieces of your offense. It can be a brutal game, especially if you guys score first.
It can be a brutal game, man. And you know what? I'm looking forward to Jordan Howard coming back. I think he's coming back. We get that battering ram back. That's going to be good for us too. But I'm really concerned if Lane Johnson don't play. Lane Johnson is the best shot at stopping Tank Lawrence from just doing what he wants. You know what I mean? Because Lane Johnson is an all-pro right tackle, so it's a kind of even matchup with those two guys. I think Tank gonna feast off that right side.
Yeah, he gonna eat.
I think he's gonna eat off that right side. With all the advantages that the Dallas Cowboys got, I just feel like the heart. The Philadelphia Eagles got the heart to pull off the upset. They got the heart, and it sounds like a long shot, but I just think they got a chance. It ain't in Dallas. It's any given Sunday. They got a chance. You know what I mean?
Is the weather gonna be nice, Brunson?
I wish it was a goddamn rain tsunami out there. I wish it was, but no, I think
none of that shaking off. Huh?
No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be clear skies, just a little chilly.
Okay, and
that's good football weather.
That's
for both,
good football, and it's right at the moment because I tell everybody, those offensive linemen, those front fives, they love it when it's chilly. Now, not necessarily when it's wet. When it's wet, it's crazy, you know. Or when it's snowing, they love it when it's snowing. They love it when it's chilly. And when it's chilly like that, it's gonna be a good old football game.
Oh yeah, and it started getting dark in Philly right now at 4:45. This is a night game, whether what they want to call it or not. This is a night game.
Let me give a quick shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Shout out to my Cowboys family, Young Wilson, Rue, and South of Heaven. Really appreciate you all. J Farm, really appreciate you. Let me see if you guys got any questions for Lord Brunson. Let me know. Drop it down in the comment box, and I will try to deliver that message over to the man, the myth, the legend all of the Eagles Nation. He is the ambassador for the Eagles. Are there anybody else that want to talk to the law right now? They're coming out of the Eagles camp, opposed to a Lord Brunson. Let me know. You've been holding it down. Right. I tune into some of your videos, and I'm sitting like, man, this boy was spitting the facts over here. Straight heat.
You got to do that. You know, I'm not here to fabricate nothing, man. We should be underdogs. I'm gonna be clear about that. We should be underdogs in this game, but we can win this game. I won't be surprised. Listen, Doug step up in times like this, and y'all still got the clapper who crumbles sometime. Doug step up in times like this. You know what I mean? And if we could punch y'all in the mouth and jump out to a 10-point lead, I think y'all get out of character. If we could stop y'all first 15 scripted plays from working, I think we can get y'all out of character and start to overthink. You know what I mean?
Here's the only conundrum, though. I can tell you right now that Jason Garrett is going to have a blue shirt on with the headset on when he coaching on the sideline.
Yeah.
By him being consistent in a sense, I know exactly what he's going to say on his press conference. His first words are going to be, "How you doing, guys?" I know that. Reason why I'm bringing this stuff up is because one thing I can say for sure, without any reservations, with any doubt in my mind, Lord Brunson, that Jason Garrett against divisional foes, he know how to play those guys. So here's the thing. Eagles, y'all gonna have y'all hands full against all that.
Okay, let me ask you a quick question. What are our advantages in your eyes? I just want to hear you say none. I want to hear you. You
talking about what? My Cowboys advantage?
The Eagles. What advantage do we have?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys got 12 men out there, but it is a home game. I don't know. You know, I see people be fighting over there in Philly games, man, throwing batters and stuff. And all this year, I heard some Philly people boo and boo. They were boo. Didn't they boo in the Giants game, right? Washington game?
Oh yeah, we booed them off the field at halftime. We don't play that. Come out here losing to 48,000-year-old Eli. That better show us something better.
I just don't want y'all to boo because there's some type of reverse psychology going on. So everybody in the Cowboy Nation, everybody in the chat box, let the Eagles not boo because somehow y'all find ways to win. But here's the thing. The advantage of the Philadelphia Eagles right now, you guys do have two running backs that can run pretty fast. You know, elusive on one end, and we've been hit with those situations. Y'all do have a quarterback that can run. My Dallas Cowboys against mobile quarterbacks has been below 500 this year. Mobile quarterbacks give us all type of fits. I don't know what it is. We are a very undisciplined football team as it relates to gap integrity and as it relates to lane assignment. And also, this year alone, we just picked him up. He have over seven, what do you call that penalty when you encroachment?
Oh,
I'm talking about number 79. Michael Bennett that we picked up. Now he may have an extra added incentive to put Carson on his back. I don't know.
He might.
Okay.
He might.
What's your inside scoop on him, Dan?
Michael Bennett?
Yeah.
Michael Bennett gets better as the game goes on, man.
Okay.
I'm mad we lost Michael Bennett. He get better as the game goes on. He was our best defensive lineman, period, last season. Or the season we had him. Was that last season? Yeah. He was our best defensive lineman, period, man. You know, they should have paid him, I think. You know what I mean? But, That's neither here nor there. Now we got to block him. That's just how it works when you don't take care of business.
High motor guy.
Yeah, very for his age, yes, absolutely, very high motor guy. And when we paired him up with Derek Barnett on the other side, we got good results. Because I don't know what it is about Fletcher Cox, and Fletcher Cox got a name, but the stats saying we didn't sack Haskins. If somebody could tell me we sacked Haskins, I didn't see it. He'd been on the ground his whole career, and we couldn't put him on there. You know what I mean? It's something going on with that defensive front. I think that needs a little revamping. But, hopefully they get up against the Dallas Cowboys, man, because y'all been embarrassing this league.
But for Fletcher Cox, I will give you Malik Collins and Anthony Brown. Y'all need another cornerback. I'll give you guys that trade straight up right now.
Probably. You know what? When y'all released Taco, I wanted Taco Charlton. I wanted him.
Oh, you wanted Taco?
I really wanted that dude, man. Yeah, I wanted him. Man. He could have been a good rotational guy. You know what I mean? He gonna get extended in Miami. I'm calling that right now.
Oh yeah, he got 5 sacks right now, and probably gonna end the season with 7, maybe or 8 if he can just go on the road for these next 2 games. So I mean, he's not. Look, my thing is, and I try to tell so many Cowboy fans out there, and everybody that's watching my channel, is that it's not the fact that he's a horrible guy. It's just that he's a left defensive edge rusher. It just so happened that we have a number 90 that plays in that spot. And it's hard to, like you said, it's hard for me to change your hands all of a sudden. You right-handed and I'm going to make you left-handed, or you left-handed and I'm going to make you right. You're not going to have those same productions as it relates to pressure and these sorts of things.
I think the best the best thing for us to do is to watch what the Chicago Bears did against you guys, because they ain't do nothing special. Right. They didn't do nothing too special. It worked. They moved Trubisky around a lot, and it kind of threw you guys off. You guys are really aggressive, which is why I think you guys have a lot of trouble with the mobile quarterbacks. Because if the line is shifting right and that mobile quarterback shift left against the Dallas Cowboys, y'all gonna follow the line. Y'all aggressive like that, and that leaves the quarterback a clear path on the right side of the field, because everybody went that way to either run or stand there and wait for somebody to get open. And Carson Wentz needs that time for us to be successful. So I think rollouts and just misdirection would be our best advantage on the offensive side of the ball, especially with Boston Scott and Miles Sanders.
Dang, bro,
so you get them two fast dudes.
You might be on to something, because Matt Nagy comes from an Andy Reid system. Andy Reid, coached up, your boy, your coach right now. I'm quite sure that they're on the phone with each other probably today and sitting there saying, like, hey, how did you guys defeat the Dallas Cowboys? And if you look at the collective picture of the Chicago Bears, you guys do mirror one another. Good defense, what have you. Have some issues as it relates to cornerback play. They didn't have Prince Amukamara that game, and they didn't have Fuller. He played or what have you, but he wasn't all the way like he was in previous year. So you might be on to something. Yeah,
they found a formula. What I honestly, I'm surprised that the Rams didn't do it, because I feel like they broke down.
The Rams didn't have a mobile quarterback though. That's the situation. They didn't have a mobile quarterback.
Goff is capable of rolling out, but Trubisky was tucking and running. I didn't expect nothing like that. And Carson Wentz he got to be willing to do that and slide and protect himself at the same time. So I believe Carson Wentz is actually faster than Trubisky if we wanted to use that game plan. But then you got Greg Ward. You can run some Wildcats with Greg Ward. Quarterback playing wide receiver. You got to mix it up if you want to win this game. You can't just come out there and think Carson's going to throw 50 times and we're going to win. That's a losing recipe.
Yes, indeed. Let me say something to somebody in the comment box. When I say good defense, I'm talking about the individual players, because Malcolm Jenkins, he's still nobody to sneeze at. And then on top of that, you really look at the other guys that make plays. What's that other corner safety on your team? I forgot his name at the tip of my tongue. McLeod. He's a bad brother too. So he make plays, and I'm just speaking objectively, Cowboy Nation. Not saying that. Look, the Eagles not all the way trash. I'm going to have to put it out there. You guys trash, but you're not all the way trash. I know I got to poke at you a little bit now.
and believe it or not, I know how this team operates. This is 90%, 85% the same team that won the Super Bowl. The more you tell us we cannot do something, the more we put that underdog mask on and the more we go out there and show you we could do it. So I'm glad everybody think we so trash, but it's the reality of it. We 7-7, just like
us. Yeah.
We're 7-7. That's the reality of it. And I think
we're looking right in the mirror.
Shot.
Yeah.
Yep, I think we got a shot.
My guy Jay, he got a question for you. He says, how is Fletcher Cox's shoulder?
I don't think Fletcher Cox has a shoulder issue. From what I was reading, I think Fletcher Cox is having like a slight hamstring issue. So he's not getting off as explosive as he used to be. So I think he's still dealing with that. And, by him suiting up, that's major kudos to him because he is effective in a run-stopping game still. He's just not getting that interior push. So, I don't think his shoulder is banged up no more.
Yeah, okay. So a lot of people are asking, is he playing? So you said that he's playing. And Lane Johnson, is he playing again, right? He's not playing, right?
That's a huge question mark. He missed the Redskins game. I expected that, but if he's going to play, I think it's going to be a long shot because he took a bad little spill. Somebody fell on his leg or something like that. So it's probably still sore, but I hope he play.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of what you said, number 84, Greg Ward, right? That's his number, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a shifty guy. If you like Cowboy Nation, if y'all like Julian Edelman, he's put you in that elk. He's a shifty. If you like a Cole Beasley, if you like those guys, those sure hand catchers, those guys that can, and I do know that you guys dropped a lot of balls, of course, but he's transitioning over to a wide out for crying out loud, and their short area quickness is what his game plan is all about. And to me personally, my issue with Carson Wentz is that he looks for that long ball for a lot. He sits back when I think that he's more comfortable. That's why he's the best quarterback as it relates to rollouts and rolling out because he can look down the field and he can see things better opposed to him sitting in the pocket and looking for those passes. He anticipates too much now. He's second guessing himself, hold on to the ball, not watching his blindside protection, and that's why he gets those basketball moves by dribbling the football, you see. But when he's on the roll, we have to worry about that. We have to be mindful of it because your players are still looking for the ball. And I tell everybody, I looked at it during the Giants game, I looked at it against the Washington Redskins team. I said, if nobody going to bracket cover Zach Ertz, because that's all you got to do, have a guy to stay underneath him and have a guy over the top. But when teams start looking at it like, oh, we got to stop Carson from rolling out. We got to stop the other guys. One-on-one, it's a mismatch with that guy. Zach
it's a
Ertz.
mismatch with almost, I think the
anybody,
only person, the only linebacker that I think that would be able to guard Zach Ertz on you guys' team is probably Van Der Esch. And he's out still, right?
He's out. He's not going to play. He got a neck issue.
Yeah.
If the Cowboys smart, and this is what I would do, if I'm the defensive coordinator, I would look at it and say, hey, I'm going to go untrue to my scheme because we can't roll out the first scheme that we did the first few years or what have you, and we won or what have you because we had LVE. I would actually have my guy number 31, Byron Jones, on Zach Ertz.
So who's going to take Byron Jones' spot? He's a corner, right?
He's a corner. I kick Jordan Lewis to the outside and have Gito Woozier and Jordan Lewis on the outside, and I elevate one of my other slot guys to be the slot personnel. That
might not be a bad idea for y'all because by me seeing this game live, man, these dudes can't get open. And that's why Carson Wentz was holding the ball like that, man. You got J.J. Arcega-Whiteside running the wrong route, like completely ran the wrong route like 10 times. You know what I mean? So basically Carson Wentz is working with two good tight ends. Goddard is good. Zach Ertz is good. And two young, hungry running backs. You know what I mean? And Greg Ward, who's hungry to prove that he deserves a spot. So, the hunger of these young guys is what Carson Wentz is working with. And he's doing the best he could do, man. He had we had 11 drop touchdown passes this season, Law. 11 dropped touchdown passes.
I recall the first three games you guys lost because of that. You could have been 3-0 as well. I look at it objectively. I know people like, look, Law, they trash, Law. I said, no. I said, boy, we blessed to start off 3-0, and they started off. I think y'all started off 1-3 or something, 0-3 or something like that, because you guys kept on dropping the ball.
We won our first game.
Yeah,
we
won
lost,
your first. Yeah.
Then we lost the other one. We could have been 2-0. We dropped the touchdown pass. Then we lost to the We lost by another touchdown pass to the Lions. So yeah, we started off 1-2. I think.
1-2. It was crucial.
1-2.
Yeah, 1-2.
But you talking about the touchdown pass that was dropped against the Atlanta Falcons? That's a game winner. The touchdown pass that was dropped against the Detroit Lions is a game winner. The touchdown pass dropped against the Patriots is a game-tying, forcing overtime. You know what I mean? It's way too much inconsistency, man. And we need Nelson Aguilar as bad as he played, because at least he can get open. I don't know what he's gonna do with it when he get open, but at least he can get open.
What's his update, man? What's going on with him? He's out for the season?
No, he messed his knee up in the Patriots game. Been kind of up and down since then. I think Doug Peterson played this smart. He didn't rush anybody back because he felt like we could beat the Redskins with what we had, and we'll come back with some surprisingly healthy people for this game, I believe.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, so we done picked up. I see a lot of people in the chat talking about we picked up a Malcolm Smith, Super Bowl MVP for 2013, played for the Seattle Seahawks. So hopefully he's not gonna play this week. I can tell you that. Probably be playing next week and getting ready for the playoff. And when we put a stumping on those Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, my bad. What's up, man?
What really made me mad about the Eagles not picking up Janoris Jenkins, at least for the rest of the season.
Oh my goodness.
Then they gonna let the Saints go pick him up.
Yeah, Janoris Jenkins. Look, he got 4 interceptions, and I know a lot of people said, hey, he said the R word since we're in the PC culture right now.
Yeah.
And I know that, it was a horrible way of saying it, and it's bad. It's bad all the way, for him to say, well, I'm not going to apologize. But he did apologize, but he said, I'm not going to continue to apologize. And this is the situation we are in right now. You can't say certain things. You got to be walking the tightrope and tight line and these sorts of things. But if you look at his skill set, he's 31 years old. He was waived, so he didn't have to pay the salary, for crying out loud. You can you can pay the man anything, because the money responsibility will still be on the Giants, what have you. You pick him up. He had 4 interceptions. I was telling people that it would take our team, my Dallas Cowboys, 4 years to get a cornerback to get 4 interceptions collectively. You see,
yeah.
But neither here nor there. It's just a crazy situation.
From the Eagles standpoint, you got to look at it from a motivational scenario. He would have wanted to beat the Dallas Cowboys. And then he would have, because the way we get in the playoffs is we got to beat y'all and the Giants. You don't think he would have wanted the lockdown Slayton for us if we do beat y'all? Yeah, I just don't understand why you don't make that move.
Yeah, but it's water under the bridge now. He's going to the Giants. So, he's going to the New Orleans Saints. And what I'm thinking what they're going to do with him is they're going to just slide him in gradually, because I do like the Gardner kid that they got inside. And then I like the Lattimore kid. It's just that they have their reservations on Eli Apple. So I guess they can say to themselves they're going to slide him in. And they're going to
I'll take Eli Apple. Give me Eli right now.
Oh yeah, go get an Eli Apple. Boy,
I'll take Eli Apple.
Yes, indeed. But here's the thing: you guys going to have to draft next year a defensive back, or you're gonna have to make some type of power play. Just like we going to have to address that defensive tackle on our end.
Yeah, I think our first pick got to be a wide receiver, though. You got to find somebody who's willing to grow with Carson Wentz. We have yet to do that. We picked up Arthur-Whiteside. Hopefully he gets it together. But you got to draft somebody that's willing to grow with Carson Wentz, who's going to listen to Carson Wentz. Somebody that's going to come in and say, okay, this is the big dog. It ain't no Alshon. It ain't no Deshaun. It ain't no such and such. This is the big dog. Carson Wentz is the guy. And we got to take all orders from him. Because we got a lot of veterans on our team. And leadership can be confusing for a team like that.
Yeah. It could be,
Because who gonna come on that defensive side and think they're gonna say anything and it's gonna be said louder than Malcolm Jenkins? It ain't gonna work like that.
It ain't gonna work like that.
Yes, you just got to get younger at some point. But let's get into some predictions real quick.
Go ahead.
What do you predict will happen in this game? Your score? What's your score? Your final score for this game?
My final score for this game will be I want to say 27-24, Dallas.
You think it's gonna be that close?
It's gonna be that close. Now, if we start off like we did last time, getting a turnover and take away. You know how contagious that is. And the Cowboys play with a lead. We play with. We don't allow you to come back because our defense is so fast, and that's what we are. We are a team that wants you to pass opposed to running the rock.
Y'all don't know. I don't think y'all don't allow people to come back because of the defense. Once y'all get a lead, it is Zeke time. That Dallas Rams game was over in record-breaking time. I'm telling you, that game. The longest thing about the game was halftime. The clock just kept running. It just kept running. Zeke and Pollard, man, just started doing whatever they wanted to do, and because you guys had the lead anyway. So what the Philadelphia Eagles have to do if we're gonna win this game is to not give you guys the short field. If we're going to punt, we got to punt it as far as we can. We cannot turn the ball over and give you guys 30 yards to go to get a touchdown. You just can't do that, man. I think the Philadelphia Eagles gonna win this game. I think we're gonna win this game 20-14. 20-14. I think we're gonna win this game 20-14.
Now paint that picture. How you get to 20? Would you miss a kick or what happened? Talk to me, man. How you get to 20? How you get to 20?
We're gonna get 2 field goals and 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
2 field goals and 2 touchdowns.
Is it gonna be one of those games where you start off slow and it's gonna be like, man, we both mad. You booing your team, I'm booing my team.
I think what's gonna happen is, believe it or not, I think we get off to a nice little lead. I think we get off to like a 10-0 lead. I think we get off to a 10-0 lead or 14-0 lead, and then you only hold us to the 2 field goals at the end. I think you turn it up on us after we go up 14-0, and we only could get in field goal range after that because you guys wake up. I think y'all come out slow in this game.
Okay.
I think y'all come out slow in this game.
Let me read some of the comments, man, that's in the chat, man, talking about what they see. Let me see. Wiper Hunter says 21-17. JC Forever says 31-21. Dallas. Somebody put 524-0. Dallas. Boy, that happened, man. I buy everybody beer, man. 30-14. Let me see who else. Let me get some realistic scores in here, Cowboy Nation. Rodney Ellis says 30-14 Dallas. So although this is a Cowboy-centric channel, everybody's all in favor of Dallas, of course. So
of course,
putting 34-35 up there on the board, and y'all only scoring 17 collectively. That's the average of everything. So it will be nice.
It will be nice, and you know, even if we do beat y'all,
right,
it's not over for us because we still got to beat the Giants.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's tough, man. It's tough, man. The ability, you know, you guys not being able to beat teams over 500, you know, it helped us.
True.
It helped us, and that's why, you know, that's why we 7-7. We got to come out there. We got to have the swagger that we feel like we better than y'all. We got to come out there and say, listen, we over 500. They can't beat teams like us. We got to feel like that way about ourselves, you know, for it to happen. But no, you know, we'll see, man. We'll see.
I ain't gonna keep you much longer, man. I'm trying to get it squeezed out for at least an hour or so we can have this good playback and everything. Lord Brunson.
Yeah.
What one game got away from your team this year that you should have won? What name me that one game? I can go ahead and tell you. My Jets, the Jets game we played against, they messed me up. So
I got more than one. More than one. I'm gonna have to go with the Dolphins game though for sure, because that was like during this stretch right now. Think about it. If we beat the Dolphins, we in first place right now.
Dang, you're so right.
We in first place if we beat the Dolphins. So you know,
right?
We're in first place.
Yeah.
Because we lost to the Dolphins, then we beat the Giants, and then we beat the Reds. If we beat the Dolphins and Fitzpatrick, we are in first place.
The game that you already said in your mind, man, we're gonna beat the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying?
I said it on YouTube. I said they done. I said everything I predicted happened except the W. I said Carson throwing for over 300. I said the wide receivers gonna have a day. Alshon Jeffrey had 100 receiving yards and a touchdown. Zach Ertz had about 90 and a touchdown. I said we're gonna put up over 30 and we're gonna win. But I did not foresee Fitzpatrick scoring on 5 straight possessions.
Boy, money, man.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
And Cowboys right now, we watching the Dolphins tape. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
we watching the Dolphins tape, right? Like, yeah.
The formula, I think everybody is following the same formula. If you see Ronald Darby one-on-one with somebody, throw it up, please. please throw it up. And, because he can't high point a ball. Yeah. He could jump a route, like you said, but he just can't high point a ball.
He can't high point it for nothing in his life. Yes, indeed. Man. So you got the score prediction. We said that one team that we got away and these sorts of things. Mm-hmm. What you gotta do? What's your Carson Wentz gonna do, man? What's his numbers gonna be?
I think Carson Wentz gonna. I'm gonna give Carson Wentz 289 passing yards, 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
289 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. I don't know if he QB sneaks in one or passes both, but all of those are possibilities for me. I think Miles Sanders is going to have 75 yards from scrimmage in the passing and in the running game. But I think what's going to kill it for us is Boston Scott is also going to have 75 yards from scrimmage. And that's going to total out to 150. I think those two, they're going to be pivotal. Because you ain't putting no linebacker on Boston Scott or Miles Sanders and thinking you're going to bring them down one-on-one coverage easy. I think we got to use we're a screen team. That's all yards from scrimmage for both of them. Somebody just got to pop off a 40-yard one or something like that. I think we got some tools that can expose some of you guys. We got to use that aggressiveness against y'all because y'all going to be on 1,000 at the start of this game being aggressive.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah. Who's your X factor? Who's your X factor before you go?
Oh man, it's going to be Tony P. I think that he's going to be the guy that say, "Hey, Zeke, let me get some of this. Let me get some of this bird, man. I want some of this bird action, man. I want to eat some of this bird." I think that Tony P is going to get some, man. I think that Dak Prescott is going to have one of his 300 yards today because he loved to cook up those Eagles. And I just look at it in those parameters. And it's not me being cocky. I'll be the first person to eat crow if we lose, you know what I mean? But I think that this should be a big game for the guys that's on the outside, the Michael Gallups of the world and the Amari Coopers. And it should be a big game for, believe it or not, for Tony Pollard. I just know that Ezekiel is still going to have the explosiveness, but I think that Tony is going to spark up something.
You ain't saying nothing outlandish, man. Because based upon how we've been playing all season, and Dak has done this to us this season already. I mean, you justifiably saying what can easily happen. We got to show some heart though. So we're gonna see, man. Hopefully, our next conversation will have me smiling and you explaining why y'all lost.
Yeah, I'll be mad as hell. Right. Get out. All right, before we go, man. Anybody that's in the chat box, man, from Brunson channel, let me know and I'll give you a quick shout out. Or if you can see anybody, do you have it pulled up on your end?
No, I can't see no comments.
Can't see no comments. All right, so anybody, I'm gonna give you guys a couple of seconds to speak your mind. And shout out to Brunson. And y'all support this man channel. It's not an easy job. And I tell everybody, this is a hard job to do, especially talking about something that we have no control over. We don't have any control of the game. They think we have some control of the game, Brunson. We don't. Yes, indeed. Right here, who's it? Kush. What's up with you, fam? Hey, he's Kush Gupta. You know him?
Yeah. One of my most loyal guys, man. He always in the chat showing love, man. Shout out to you, Kush.
Kush. I don't know if it's strawberry Kush or it's just regular Kush, but he cushing this thing up. All right, Cowboy Nation. And Lord Brunson, man, let them know where to go, man, where to follow your content, man. And what
man, you could just I'm heavy on YouTube. Just type in Lord Brunson in the search bar. I will pop up. 9 times out of 10, somebody else who made a video about me probably will pop up first. But you look for this face. And go to Twitter, man, at Lord_Brunson. I tweet during the games all the time. Got like 15,000
strong Twitter handle, man. Strong Twitter handle for real. Yeah.
Got like 15,000 on Twitter. Just make sure y'all like and subscribe to Law Nation and myself, man. As always, respect, man. When I talk to this brother Law Nation, man, he got a good platform, man. I'm always picking his brain how I could get better, man. So yeah.
Man, you are the best at reporting on the Eagles, man. For real,
I try to be.
Yeah, I try to look around. I say, man, where are all of the intelligent Eagles fans at? And I pull up.
Philly 500 is another good one too, man.
He's a good one. Good. I'm gonna check him out. Who else I need to check out?
Philly 500. You can check out Philly 500. Who else? Eagle Speed is logical. He's very logical. It's an Eagle Speed Philly 500. I don't want to miss E-Rock. E-Rock is good.
Oh, he's the mighty E-Rock, right? I think I saw
the mighty E-Rock.
Yeah,
you know, he's he got his own NBC setup now, so he's really not on Twitter as much.
Oh, he big time.
Oh yeah. E-Rock. But he started it from YouTube. So you know.
Yeah. You and I are gonna have to talk about that, man. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Cowboy Nation and Eagle Nation. Really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. That's been our time. I really appreciate you all for yours. And remember,
let's get it.
You're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.